Yeah, this Treant Protector, I think they realized like they didn't have a good way to deal with TA's BKB, so they get a disable of their own that goes through BKB. Kind of curious about this. I also think, you know, the Living Armor can maybe offer a decent way with all the bonus armor for whoever's in the front line getting hit by TA to maybe survive through it a bit better. But right here, like T1's picking Teamfight. Treant plus Disruptor, you know, two good big AoE ultimates. Death Prophet, like, almost certainly going to be a core at this point. Probably the off lane. I don't think... I mean, they could theoretically do Death Prophet mid and Tiny carry, but I think it's much more likely going to be an offlane Cuckoo Death Prophet here.
I have seen the Death Prophet as a mid lane a couple of days ago in the playoff round, and it doesn't end well. I don't know why, you know, back then he was so good when it's come to the mid hero, but these days it feels like his power just come off so quick. He's not even last 35 minutes in. Like 30 minutes, he started to show that he's declining already. So. Having him as an offlane, yeah, I think it's a good idea. And do a last pick mid lane for T1. Puck is here for Execration. That's going to be a big threat. But again, I still think that the problem is some reliable stunners, easy to execute stunners, is still needed for Execration.
Yeah, the Puck by itself. Probably not enough. Like Dreamcoil is nice, but I think you kind of want one more maybe, or you're just playing without stuns, which is always tricky to do. But it is interesting. Yeah, we're seeing these role swaps. TA likely going to be a carry now. Last game it looked really good in the mid lane, but maybe they decide the matchup against Tiny just was a little rough. Let's send it to the safe lane here against Death Prophet, where I think it does well. Or at least Execration with some flex potential. Like Puck could theoretically also be an offlaner, so I think Execration, you know, to some extent, are keeping T1 on their toes, keep them guessing that they don't quite know what lane heroes are going to.
Alright, Medusa has been banned out, another interesting hero. Being picked so many times in our BTS Pro Series Southeast Asia, and the win rate is very high. The good thing of the Medusa is he a super late gamer, but he's online very fast with the a great assist from the support, you know, stacking in the triangles and all the stuff, split shot, quite strong. Great ban.
Yeah, Medusa's like the SEA carry hero, I feel like. During DPC, during Pro Series, just like even going further back, like SEA teams have always loved playing Medusa, so no surprise to see it banned, but at the same time I guess there's some potential flexibility with where T1 send these heroes, because Tiny can be the mid or the carry, Death Prophet can be the mid or the offlaner, so theoretically T1 could, you know, pick a mid laner here, an offlaner here. They could pick any core role they would like effectively.
Alright, last one. This one's gonna be an offlane, it seems.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, we'll find out. They have to kind of reveal what they're doing unless they pick a flex hero. Dragon Knight. Ooh. So Cuckoo's played. The last time they picked this, it was Cuckoo playing it, I want to say. Theoretically could be a carry. Again, like, the T1 have these heroes that flex between different roles. We'll have to see who's playing where. Like, who's the mid, who's the carry. DK's traditionally a mid laner, but can also, well, traditionally a mid laner, but more recently it's being played a bit more in the offlane.
Yeah. As always, DK, I remember back in like 2015, DK being called as the Filipino heroes. All the Philippines teams just really love to play the Dragon Knight. Fast pusher, strong in lanes, not easy to gank, and yeah.
And the puck counter. It's always been the best mid lane counter to the puck. Like, you know, over time, I think teams went away from it just because DK got nerfed a lot and Puck got some buffs. But when Puck was popular and DK was a good hero, every time Puck was picked, everyone would counter it with DK.
Why? Because he can stand all the damage of Puck in lane?
Yeah, I think the lane... So Puck used to have a much lower base damage, so the laning state, DK would win the lane just because you have really high armor and regen and Puck can't harass you out. But I think the biggest thing is you have this insta stun. So blink Dragon Knight, just blink stun, and you can kill a Puck.
Oh yeah.
Like to kill it. Like that's why Lion and Shadow Shaman as supports are popular against the Puck, because you need this instant disable to be able to kill a Puck. Otherwise, Puck is going to phase shift, blink away, orb away, phase shift again, and it's just like unkillable without direct stun.
I feel like T1 heroes are quite straightforward and it's gonna be quite easy to just execute, especially in the first 15 minutes of the game. But it's just oh wait, oh last pick Undying. Okay, I think Undying got some changes in 7.31b. Let me see.
I think he got a little tiny nerf, right? His zombies or something.
Yeah, his zombie damage reduced from 44 to 48 to 33 to 36. Isn't that a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I think because of some of the damage changes, Undying was like, when the patch first happened, like crazy strong. At least the level 1 zombies, it seemed like were kind of insane. So, you know, maybe, like you say, it is a lot. It is a big damage reduction.
Yeah, he's 10 damage gone from all the small Sombrerino. Wow.
I think that's because like it was like almost not realized when the damage change was made, like that with the damage types, these zombies just do too much damage to heroes, so it had to, you know, it wasn't factored in. Then the patch happened, and it was like, oh wait, this is way too OP, so they kind of had to reduce it.
All right, your call. What do you think? Who do you like on this one?
I like the Undying pick a lot because you're against these like melee cores, the Dragon Knight and the Tiny. But at the same time, not sure he's going to get that lane matchup. Looks like Cuckoo's playing offlane Death Prophet. I think that's the right decision from T1. I think T1's going to take this. I think their draft is straightforward. It pushes towers pretty fast. My one concern is late game. They're going to struggle a bit, but unlike late game, you know, there's no Beast. I think the Beastmaster was a kind of key piece to Execration's draft working and enabling the TA. The TA this time won't have that Beastmaster, so I think T1 will take the early game and mid game and then not lose their lead.
Alright, so that means the key of winning this game for T1 is to ensure that they are not going to lose right from the start. If they lose the early game, I think that's pretty much it, right? Alright, T1...
Yeah, it can be rough.
Yeah. On the Radiant side, as the same as the previous game, Cuckoo on Dead Prophet, Carl on the Dragon Knight, Whitemon on the Disruptor, and actually showing them face to the opponent. Safer on the Train Protector, Gappy on Tiny. I'm gonna leave the Dire side to you.
Dire side is Team Execration. Vincenzo playing Undying, Bob playing Puck, Tino playing Monkey King, Shanks playing Weaver, and Pelos playing the Templar Assassin.
It looks like the action just now of that card showing his face is more like the attention-seeking, trying to draw it because his teammates, Cuckoo, already placed the obstacle wards on top.
Yeah, trying to bait out the opponents to waste a ward or something, or a D ward.
What's behind that position of the obstacle ward? I know blocking the creep camp, but is that worth it to just put it that way?
I think, yeah, just making sure you... I guess they want to make sure they de-ward any kind of enemy vision there. I think they guessed wrong, though. I think they thought in the mid lane that T1 put a ward on the high ground, but that was not the case. So, nice bit of mind games perhaps being won.
Oh, and just gonna block some important camps of Execrations on the Dire NC. So, in the mid lane, Bob, Puck versus Carl, Dragon Knight. Oh, we get to see the Puck counters heroes here, Dragon Knight. While top lane, Templar Assassin, Undying versus Cuckoo Dead Prophet and a Treant. Yeah.
This Treant in the off lane, but already doing a good job zoning, using that level 1 Nature's Grasp to be as annoying as possible.
Do you like playing Treant so far?
Yeah. I think it's a fun hero to play because you just kind of sit. If the enemies don't chop down all the trees, which they haven't done, like it just feels like you can always be like avoiding them. And you hit so hard, 80 damage. You right click. Look at this. Shadow Demon's just getting bullied. Palos is getting bullied.
Oh man, yeah. It just feels great whenever you walk through something, you know, especially through the tree. Love it, man.
You walk through trees. You hit so damn hard. You just punch people. But they've made the, you know, they've set the Undying top, which is one way of dealing with it.
Vincenzo is chasing on Safer, and now he turned on the native graph. Vincenzo was a little bit too aggressive. that was an easy mistake made by him. He was a little bit too pumped up.
And at the same time, they're going to kill bottom too. With the kinetic field early on, getting a kill. So killing bottom and top. we saw it last game. T1 are really good at the laning stage.
Yes.
And once again, they get off to a good start.
Oh, man. Seems like the same story. Hopefully the result is not the same for Team T1 because this is elimination series, man, and they are already one step behind.
Yep. And even mid lane going well. Like, this is kind of the DK counter the puck where you have higher base damage so you can last hit better, and you have all this regen. You go for 2 points in Dragon Blood at level 3, so you can just sustain all the harass and just outlast hit the puck.
Oh, Vincenzo once again being chased by the two off-laner, Cuckoo and Zephyr. He needs to be careful a bit, and I know he just loves to just spam all the decay, but the positioning is also quite important. But maybe he kind of confident with his movement speed, which is 345, buying a boot first.
Yeah, like you say, it does still need to be a little careful. The slows from Nature's Grasp, Leech Seed, and the Spirit Siphon, that adds up pretty quickly.
Alright, looks like some action happening at the bottom lane as well. Chance died in the Celtic field. Very nice kill over there. Tino harassing Gabby. Jingu Mastery and ended up with a Bar Strike, but just a little bit of harass.
Gabby's just fine. He's got a salve from his buddy Whitemon, so he's probably gonna get to receive that one. Yep, there we go. He's staying salved up, so his lane's going just fine with these kills. All three lanes being won so far. We're still only 3 minutes in, but typically winning 3 lanes is a very good sign.
Wow, and the idea of using the Dead Prophet off lane to counter Templar Assassin is just interesting, man. Cuckoo is just... Oh, another damage over time on that Palos. Nature grabs, not gonna make it. He get into the tree line already, but hey, Zephyr walk through the tree on him, and Palos falls. Man, this is getting worse and worse for Team Execration, especially on top.
The Leech Seed is brutal. It just breaks the refraction too fast, and leveling it over the living armor is just it's a really strong lane skill, especially that second point. I think something a lot of pro players are really good at is looking at for the value points. That second point in Leech Seed doubles the damage per second and almost doubles the movement speed slow. So it is such a good idea to get that second point in Leech Seed if you're going to get any points.
Oh man, completely in control for that Palos, unlike the previous game. Actually, Templar Assassin being played by Bob, but now they put him as a position 1. So I think rotation needed for all the support Team Execration. They may, man, but again, all these two supporters of Team Execration are not roamers. They don't have any tasteful spells, just ganking left and right. They just have to stay lanes and endure.
Yeah, the puck, once level 6, will probably have to be the one roaming. Ideally, you want to try find like a power rune and get some arcane haste or something and go gank the side lane, but it's a lot of pressure. And if you leave the mid lane, DK is this hero that will push the tower, so it's not so easy for puck this game. I think that's the other reason DK is a counter.
Diving in once again, DC sorry comes out, Vincenzo dropping half HP already, and look at the damage. Overtime of Spirit Siphon, Parlords cannot stand. Oh wow, this is such a fast-paced game, and T1 putting a lot of pressures to Execration. Definitely gonna be another kill. 6 kill for sure. Double kill for Cuckoo, completely destroyed on top for Execration.
Yeah. Even uses the earn charge to heal his Treant for some extra value. He was gonna get 2 charges anyway, so may as well use that 1 charge he had. They're destroying this top lane. Like, having this earn so fast, this TA can't play Dota because Refraction is just not a spell against Leech Seed as well as this earn now. And Spirit Siphon. Refraction is just useless. I'm very surprised they didn't send the TA mid. I guess once they picked the puck, they were forced to play it safe lane, but it just seems like a surprising choice when there was this Death Prophet already on the field. Like, they knew this Death Prophet could be off lane when the Treant Disruptor were there.
Oh, they're gonna strike back on the support. At least get something out of this loss. Execration. Oh, get flips back, and that's the first kill of Bob. Seems to be the only hope of Team Execration right now. You know, get some certain levels and start roaming left and right.
But he's missing a lot of farm and XP in the mid lane. Dragon Knight is a full level. Dragon Knight's level 7. Puck only just hit level 6 from that kill. That is A little concerning how well Carlos is doing in this mid lane.
Top lane, top tier 1 tower down very fast. And that's actually give freedom to Saphers to walk into the Dire and see quite free. And very deep.
They know TA's jungling. This TA's been bullied out of lane, so they're going to follow Pelos around. Cuckoo's coming in now, looking for him. Treant's there as well.
What? Again, Elysi's, Palos, man, he was unable to play a Dota, just like you mentioned. Damage over time and an easy kill, mega kill started for Cuckoo. Now it's time for maybe chances. Teleport down to the top. Mob dropping his Dream Coil for a second time in this game, aiming for that Cuckoo. He's just gonna teleport right in the face.
Yeah, they already used the Dream Coil, and that's the only stun they have.
Oh, yeah.
You said it during the draft, Xyclopz. Like, they didn't draft many stun, just the puck.
Middle tower is under attack.
Man, this is so hard to watch for Execration fan.
Yep.
Alright.
It's still the early... Hey, look, game 1, I remember the kill score was 7-1. So this is 2 games in a row with 7-1. And last game, Execration did come back.
Yeah.
This one just looks a lot harder to come back.
Yeah, but the situation is much different from the first game, even if the game score seems to be the same. 7-1, and now they are about to lose one of the most important tower in the game, the mid-tier one. No. Alright. Here we go, jumping down to the river, trying to go in. Barlet twice and Kinetic Field, Steady Storm, a lot of support behind the Dragon Knight, and he is very tanky. Got away with a living armor. Now it's gonna be Team Execration. Instead, who needs to just go back home safely. But 2 of them in front line, and luckily they are safe.
Yeah, Dragon Knight with the Dragon Blood plus living armor. He survived through it all. Man, that is brutal. They tried so hard to kill Carl. They brought in 4 heroes for it. And they do keep the tower alive, but it just doesn't feel worth it when you don't kill the Dragon Knight there. They really needed that kill. Carl is just playing so well in this DK.
Yeah, the changes in of the living armor in 7.31 patch is they lessen the heal, and they're increasing the duration, and also they increase the... I'm sorry, they didn't increase the duration, but they lessen the heal, but they increases the armor. So I think it makes a really good sense having them using on the living armor on the Dragon Knight to deal with a minus armor heroes like the TA on this one. Maximum is plus 18 armor. I'm sorry, 12 armor for
12, yeah.
living armor.
It's a lot of armor though. It definitely adds up. And level 20, you get plus 8 on it too, if you want to go for that talent. So you know, potentially it goes up to plus 20. All right, Treant getting level 20, not super likely. Definitely possible if the game goes like late game. You're probably not getting level 25, but level 20 is doable.
I love to... Ooh, wait, get glimpse it back. Half HP Vincenzo running for his life. Just have to teleport. Okay, in the middle lane, getting gone on for that puck, Dragon Tail for the first time. It's just not enough to kill that Bob, but that doesn't show a good sign. He knows that his life is going to be tough after this.
And they weren't really trying... I don't think he expected to kill Bob. He was just going on him so they could get them into a tower. With Dragon Form, he just walks up and takes the tower.
Hey, look on top. They almost killed that Cuckoo. Running out of Spirit Siphons already. Was hit by the Barret Strike, connected. Another Spirit Siphon comes out. Tino changing his mind. Dying in front of that Cuckoo. Unstoppable already. Getting tipped as well. Oh my.
Palos is trying to run and hide too. He's going to TP out. He's on TP out because he wants to farm though. He's playing greedy. And elsewhere, they're killing the puck. Oh no, mid lane.
Yeah.
Disaster.
All over the map, man.
Palos, stop! He died to Cuckoo.
What?
He got caught.
Oh god.
Oh. I just stopped watching him because I was like, okay, he's being super greedy, but he'll be fine, right? He knows what he's doing.
That's what I thought. He's gonna be fine. He already saw his friend dead, so I don't think he's gonna commit. And then he being found was brought down.
Yep. Cuckoo must have just roamed in to farm that camp and was like, oh, free kill? Sure, I'll take this.
Yeah.
It's one of those, like, you just walk into the jungle and see an enemy hero on, like, 100 health, and you're just like, wait, is this an illusion? And then something is like, oh, it's real. It's not an illusion.
Oh, no. He looks a bit tanky, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not illusions. Oh my goodness. I still cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel for Team Execration. But who knows if they can stand to the late game. Maybe T1 making some huge mistake. And maybe Execration come back with a physical damage dealer in the super late game, you think?
Yeah, a bit harder. I think the TA last game had the benefit of this life, like, basically having a second carry. The lifesteal was like the frontliner. I think this game, the problem for TA is going to have to frontline, which just makes it really hard for Palos. There's overgrowth to deal with. There's Dragonite stun. There's also just the Dragonite just naturally tanky, so this feels like a much harder game for TA to carry compared to what we saw in game 1.
Yeah, and so many things to be concerned of. For Execration, Dragonite is getting big, and he is going to be a big backbone for Team T1 when it comes to team fight, standing in the front line, absorbing all the damage. And you know, if you cannot take that Dragonite down, then you won't be able to reach the back line. And to take the Dragonite down, you require a lot of the damage because of the high armor and also the living armor. So this is such a hard equation to find the answer.
Yep. They're losing all their towers now. All 3 T1 towers have dropped. Carl just roaming all over the map with his Dragonite to make sure of it. Tiny, good hero to kind of push with as well. So all Execration can do is just like try and avoid. Like they can't defend these towers. They're just trying to push elsewhere. Gabby setting up. They're looking for a kill top maybe.
Is that gonna be enough damage?
Maybe just mid.
Oh, mid, yeah. They're catching mid first. I'm dying, catching in a kinetic field, static storm, easy kill, monster kill for Cuckoo. And already invading the Dire NC, trying to put the Observer deep. Put it there. Pretty great spot.
Being chased top. Tiny with the pig pole is chasing after him.
Okay, just run away. Illusory orbs into a tree line.
Zephyr's here. Is he going to overgrow?
Oh, no, so close.
Maybe with the blind overgrowth could have gotten that kill, but not the case.
Who should we aim first if we are the Execrations on Team T1? That must be your first target in team fight, right?
Probably Cuckoo, since he does a lot of damage with Exorcism, but once he gets BKB, that's really hard. But I would say Cuckoo, and other than that, the supports. I think this DK is just going to be too tanky, maybe. Could throw, if you throw everything with the
overgrowth, and they just grabs. Easy one, and take down the Palos. And nice,
so fast
to push mid, tier 2. Ooh.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The game's so hard. Kind of surprised that this kind of game, a really one-sided game, only 3k network gap between the two. So let's take a look at this one first. Malek Strike comes out with the Wukong command, and Chiguchi in as well. Getting stuck in a Spirit Siphon, and also Kinetic Field Static Storm. It's Undying in there with Chenso gets his first kill. Hey, this look to be interesting, man. And now finally, Cuckoo falls once again. Hey,
it's too deep. Deja vu.
What?
Oh no.
Okay. Just when we thought everything is under control of Team T1, and then this happened.
Yeah.
Don't you think it is?
It's 15 minutes and they're tanking the tier 2. I know, this isn't League of Legends where turrets do like a bazillion damage, but these towers still hurt. If you don't have like 2 or 3 items that like buff you up, you can't just tank towers. Like I think the DK and Death Prophet's like, oh, I'm healing with Urn charges. I got high armor. We have living armor. Yeah. We can just tank the tower. But they're tanking the tower, and then Monkey drops a Wukong plus a Boundless that hit both of them, so they're stunned in the Wukong. Like
that graph, man. I'm looking at the graph right now. It's just dropped down. Oh my. Yeah, that's crazy. It's just one big fight, and everything changed. All the 3k I hate, now down to only 1. I think the game should be back around like 60% chance to win for Team T1, 40% for Execration. But it was a lot worse before that fight. And
for sure.
Yeah, and definitely in the late game, I don't think we need loss. We're gonna win. And next one gonna be Trend Protector. But that is still a main problem of Execration. They still get TP in the face. They need to fix something about.
Yeah. It's never fun. You go for the gank and they're just like, oh, I'm being ganked, I'll TP home. Well, a bit of a wake-up call for T1, I think, that fight, though. Like, we're seeing that right after that fight happened, they're not playing as aggressive. They're like, okay, let's farm up our items. Let's wait for Gabby to get online. Let's wait for Death Prophet to finish BKB. Let's take Roshan. It's much more organized. I think they just got so overconfident because of how easy the game was up until that point.
Oh, and Carl being brought down in the bottom lane. But, well, another mistake of T1 that made them lose the first game is it didn't even contest the Roshan. Execration was behind all the times when it comes to the network, but they managed to get a couple of ages and they won. So this time around, T1 gonna be the one who go in first, and the ages will be bared by Tiny.
They might fight. They can still fight into the ages. Like, it's a 5v4 and there's no exorcism.
Do they want to go?
If they want to take that risk. Yeah, I'm not sure. They're thinking about mid.
Yeah. Looks like they're planning to kill the Gabby a couple of times here. First light gone real fast. Gabby down. If he's gonna come back full HP, full mana, but I think this one around is gonna be a mistake made by Team Execration. Was a little bit too wait, but nobody dies on the Execration side. He time lapse just in time, and they managed to kill the Aegis. I was about to announce that was a big mistake of Team Execration. I was wrong.
Yeah. The Weaver got out of Static Storm and then just Jikuchi'd away. Like, that was somehow okay for them, and they see Cuckoo bottom there. They're going for kills.
Oh, catching Cuckoo for the second time in a row. Cuckoo power is running out or something.
What is happening in these games? T1, they're just the kings of the early game. You know, they're the intro boys. They're crushing the lanes, and then things just fall apart in the mid game.
Oh god. Yeah. Back then, I remember when I was a kid, I loved to watch animation called Astro Boy.
Yeah. With the is that the one with the dog?
Yeah. I love it, man. It's kind of fun. Hopefully, I don't have to watch anime called Intro Boys. Oh, come on.
I think we're watching the Dota 2 version right now. It may not be on Netflix, this one, but
maybe a little bit too soon to say. They still can come back, I think, maybe because if Dragon Eye can catch it. But hey, if they keep losing the cores just like that, I don't think it's a good job. Okay, Tiny getting gone on, but this time around he's doing quite fine. He dealt decent damage to the Monkey King, and he killed Monkey King right in the face. He just smacked on him and teleport away. That was a great trade for Team T1. They got
and we see again the TP out in the face. Gabby's like, okay, now I just TP out.
Yeah. That's...
But I like Weaver going for this Rod of Atos. Like, okay, we have no stuns. You know, I'm a Weaver. Weaver's this hero that can just buy whatever item you need, so he's going to go for the Rod of Atos.
At least get something to stop the enemy for the damage dealer. Just go in and strike. Even though the game looks a lot better for Team Execration, but we talk about the items, it's still far ahead. Far behind, I'm sorry. The Palos, he just got the Blink Dagger and a Desolator. Yeah, it looks nice, but you still need a BKB in order to be safe in team fight. And that should require a 7 and 8 minute more. They are going for another team fight. They see the targets already. Chang's level 13. I think the big difference between the two teams is the level of the supports. Chang is so that the support Weaver with level 13 even higher than Monkey King.
Surprising. I think Shanks has just gotten, I guess, maybe some solo kill XP or just being able to get a lot of farm. So he's high level. He's the same level as the Puck of all heroes. But not really the best hero. Like, Weaver's not the hero that utilizes, I think, that levels and farm particularly well. It's not bad, but it definitely isn't like amazing.
Wow, what is that magic? Fireball. Yeah. Used by the Dragon Eye. Looks great.
The Aghanim Shard.
Yeah. Alright, into the triangle of Team Execration. Cannot find anyone. Seems to be a great game sense by Execration, moving themselves to the left of the map. T1 still searching. They can't waste this 5-man smoke. So Vincenzo positioning is just perfect. He break. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That is that's
What
ankle
the
breaker, man. Vincenzo. Wow, but
Nice.
he gonna lose his life in the end.
Did he? He broke Carl's ankles, but maybe
Yeah.
also his own there.
Yeah.
Is under attack.
Carl blinked past him. He actually could have just kept TPing. Like, Carl didn't stun him. He canceled his TP because he thought Carl was going to stun him, but...
Yeah. All these high-class anticipation from
Yeah.
two guys. Okay, at bottom lane, Tino strike on that Whitemon, but let's see, can he just run away from the situation? I don't think so. He was connected with the Spirit Siphon. And when you are connected, you're down. But in the middle lane,
but mid!
yeah,
Oh, that's a big kill. That's a much bigger kill.
yeah. I didn't catch that. I got the bottom lane.
Yeah, they used Dream Coil and TA. They just killed the Tiny with Dream Coil plus TA.
Holy crane! You look at Pilot's money, man. It's 3.5k.
Radiant's middle
We saw it
tower
last
is
game.
under
This-
attack.
I don't know what the deal is with TA, but TA was already like one of the best carries of the old patch.
Yeah.
And TA got buffed. like, I don't know why TA got buffed in the new. Like, this is the hero that was least deserving of a buff and got a buff on
Radiant's
the
middle
7-1,
tower is under
the new
attack.
patch.
I mean, I kind
The
of.
7-3-1 patch.
I am so sad that Spectre is gone from the competitive scene again. Nobody ever sees him. Her, actually. Yeah. I wish somebody picked her once in a while, but still, no. Templar
No.
Assassin on the
Let's,
bottom
let's
lane.
hope for the C patch to come soon. Maybe we'll see some of those forgotten heroes.
Yeah, true.
You know, we've got a couple new faces. Like, I've seen quite a bit of like Ricky suddenly being a little
yeah.
popular, but
Radiant's
some of
bottom
these
tower
jungle
is
and
under
push
attack.
strats are coming back a bit. But
Yeah.
definitely a lot of the same heroes. it seems.
Alright, some big fight breaks out on top, dropping a twin coil, and Chang started to strike on the target. He used a time lapse to reposition himself. Going in for that Tino Barrel strike on 2 and turn on the Wukong command. That's not intent to kill, that's just trying to make T1 life harder. Split them into 2s, and they're killing group by group.
Perfect.
3 down for Team T1. I didn't even know that this kind of thing gonna happen after such a decent early game for Team T1. However, they get rid of the puck and they deal a little bit of the damage to the monkey, so he just need to jump from tree to tree. And looks like Cuckoo being baited in, trying to kill that Monkey King. And next thing you know, he's being surrounded by a lot of Execration players. He's jumping away. Turn the BKB attempt to sin. Toe-to-toe fighting, but hey, the damage coming out from Tiny is just decent. He killed another guy. So it seems to be, well, I would say a draw fight for both sides. Yeah.
Yeah. Somehow they 2v5 at the end. Like, I'm just like, oh wow, this fight's over. T1 are gotta run away, and then Gabby and Cuckoo are like, we got this. I got Exorcism up. Cuckoo was just destroying the Monkey King in the trees with his Crypt Swarms as well as the Exorcism, and then Gabby comes out of the Silver Edge with a nice combo. Couldn't quite find the Weaver and Invis, but yeah, like you say, kind of ends up being a bit of an even fight thanks to the 2v5 efforts at the end.
Hey, but we can't underestimate the damage output of that Tiny. You see, he smacked 2 guys at the same time, and it was just so crazy, man. Maybe this is the hope when it comes to late game for Team T1. Hoping that Tiny can just cope up the damage output of Team Execration cores.
Well, Weaver's diving bottom. He wants this tree kill.
Wow. Man, he gets it for free.
Feast for my beetles.
My god. Can he just run away? Look at the damage. It's like, wow. One set. One set! Avalanche
That's
in
the
the
Tiny
toss,
for you.
yeah.
With a double damage, that is a lot of heat. And they're just getting kills all over the place. Support's dying. Wherever they go, supports seem to be dying.
I'm trying my best to catch it all, but you know,
Radiant are scanning.
missing some.
I'm missing them too.
Yeah. Oh my.
Okay.
Gabby.
Anything happening bottom?
Hey, do you think? Oh, is it gonna be a lot better if Gabby get a Black King bar?
It'll help. You know, like unlike last game, like there's no Beastmaster and Bane to deal with the BKBs as well.
Oh wait, Tino.
With the break.
Oh.
So-
Radiant's
Still
top
quite
tower
strong for
is under
Tino.
attack.
It looks like one set combo of that Tiny still can kill around like 70% HP of the Monkey King.
Yeah, this Tiny is scaling pretty well.
Yeah, middle lane, jumping in, Dragon Tail, catching that puck, catching field static storm, which surely brought him down. Bob down, and everyone of Team T1 is checking up the Roshan availability.
Unfortunately, it's a bit longer of a respawn. So by the time Roche is back, puck will have respawned, which is unlucky for T1. Instead, they're going to try to finish up the tier 2 mid tower. They can take this, maybe go for an outpost, and really try and pressure Roshan here. Even though they can't kill Roshan, they can set themselves up to maybe go for it soon.
Bro, what's a close game between two sides?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Alright. Looks like they are up to something on top. Doing scan, and they know that somebody stays inside the tree line. So
good scan.
Yeah, great scan indeed. Back retreating into the triangle using Sonic Trap, seeing the target that knows that Cuckoo is here. And Palos playing, I think at this stage, oh wait, Gabby catch somebody, yeah, it's chance.
Yeah, just Weaver.
I think it's, at this stage of the game, Palos seems to be more composed, but not his teammates. Got caught in the middle lane, T1 Gabby. After that kill, they go straight into the Roshan pit. Even turn on the Exorcism to ensure an Aegis.
Yeah. Same as last time, it's like, okay, we'll use it. It'll be on cooldown, but we can wait 2 minutes before we take another fight or before we go for a push here. I think it feels like T1 are just playing a bit more disciplined compared to last game. But at the same time, Execration have made a lot of good moves this game to basically bounce back and get, they were ahead for a lot of this mid game, but just a couple of sloppy, I think, support pickoffs, like the Weaver especially dying. Like, that's a hero that's just not meant to be getting called out like that.
That was an unnecessary dying, if you ask me. Maybe he's just trying to scout it out. Maybe he thought that, okay, vision is even more important than my life, or I'm just trying to break the smokes or something. But he's not supposed to die, especially from now on, that the game is already back to the 50-50 stage again.
And with Aegis in hand, T1, at least with that added security, probably gives them at least a slight edge right now. Until it expires.
Alright, pushing on top. Tower's still looking pretty healthy, I think. Execration gonna sacrifice this one and defense on the high ground, or maybe just trying to trade at the bottom lane, which is a half HP tower as well. And doing a big smoke, T1. Instead of teleport down to the tower, it's just gonna smoke and walk.
Yep.
Pretty chill.
By the way, T1, all 5 heroes with Aghanim Shard.
Interesting.
That is
impressive
to see.
And catching Vincenzo here and there. And I think all these micro kills, if you stack it up, I think it's gonna pay the price at some day for Team Execration.
Yeah. It's mostly supports, but it still adds up. And like you say, it's one of those things where 1 or 2 here or there, it's like, okay, you get some vision, but when it becomes, you know, what, 7 on Undying, 4 deaths on Weaver, that's over 10 deaths. That's a good chunk of change going the way T1.
And well, if you take a look at the level, I kind of worry about Bob level a bit. He seems to scale it very well 15 minutes ago when we just get into the mid game, but as you can see, he stopped at level 18 for a while, maybe because they lose the Aegis, so they can't commit the fight, and you know that pack is always scaling because of the kills and experience in the fight. But if you don't want to fight, then how am I gonna farm? All I can do is just split pushing and just cause a level of Bob so low.
Yeah, I think for Bob, he's just trying to play behind the waves now. They're not looking to fight into this Aegis, it seems, entirely, but they have smoked up now. They want to go in the back line.
This is interesting. If they can catch these 3 guys, it's gonna be 5v3.
Tiny's not a good target to go on, though. They do not want... Like, if they go on Gabby with the Aegis, it just feels like things are going to end poorly for them.
It looks like T1 still has no idea where Execration is, but they're drawing a line and trying to get into the triangle, or maybe trying to push a couple of lanes to the higher ground. Okay.
To the high ground they go.
Yeah.
2 minutes on Aegis.
Yeah.
And Exorcism plus Tiny, they push very fast.
Yeah, and the glyph.
Radiant structures
I am
are
looking at
fortified.
Bob and wonder how is he going to initiate. I think he needs to go back and defend the racks instead of just cutting the creep wave because his teammate getting gone on in the middle of the tier 4 tower turn to BKB and force a power loss to just walk back to the fountain. Look at that, he can't even just dealing single damage though. It's Gabby, White Mon being brought down. Where is the rest of the fight? It's split into groups. Unstoppable for Gabby.
Cuckoo's just destroying them. He's going to finish off the Undying top 2.
Yeah.
He's the one who killed off the TA through BKB.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought the momentum is already changed in favor of Team Execrations, but didn't strike back. Perfect. Bob still being chased by
Gabby's
Gabby.
chasing.
Yeah.
Blink in. Gabby, he's going for it, but I don't think he's going to find him. They're going to go for more racks, though.
Yeah.
Like, TA's dead without buyback, and just really good job of recognizing. Gabby's like, okay, I got an Aegis, I can just go diving in. Only 30 seconds left now, so I think they're going to have to be careful. Plus, most importantly, they had no creeps. What Bob was doing, I think, made a lot of sense. Like, they didn't want to fight into the Aegis, so all he could really do was try and cut those creep waves, but if anything, I think it's his teammates there who can't afford to get jumped. Like, Bob did his job of cutting the waves. You can't have your teammates get picked off inside the base while that's happening.
Yeah, and that was kind of brave move by TMT1. A little bit risky, but you know, they holding on the edges, so they always got a second chance. So 2 set of racks spawn. Let's see how Execration gonna set up that defense system. Third BKB, Dream Coin being dropped, but same old problem. Third BKB and teleport is still worked. You know, it's worked 2 times in a row. If this guy doing it again, I'm out.
Yeah.
White Mon. Okay.
You know what would be a crazy change for Dota is if they made it so you can't TP when you're BKB.
Oh.
That would be a game-changing
True.
patch change. I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just watching this game and like 3 heroes. It allows you to make these. If you removed it, less aggressive plays would happen.
Oh, now the big fight, trying to take down the mid tier 1 tower. I'm kind of surprised that this tower lasts this long, and then it's all being destroyed. So I think it's almost
the Death Prophet shard.
Yeah.
He starts fearing people with the Spirit Siphons, and then they can't BKB.
Ooh. I think that's pretty much it for this game. We are getting closer and closer to game number 3, even though I thought, earlier I thought that, oh man, this might be a sweeping upset. But T1 picked themselves up pretty good.
Nope. Good bounce back, and mostly good bounce back. Like, things were a little shaky. Right? They had a really good lane, and then they kind of threw things away a bit, but once they started fighting as a team, bringing all their carries together, getting Gabby involved, and mostly just once they had BKBs, things got a lot easier.
All right.
In game 1, the BKBs were not very effective because Bane and Beastmaster can deal with BKBs. This game, there was no answer.
Oh, everyone that can, you know, all hands on deck and destroy the throne. T1, 1-1.
It's in the name, and we're going to a game 3.
Yep.
Excited to see it. These teams seem like it's pretty evenly matched. I think T1's looking stronger just because of how dominant they are in the lanes. Like, they keep getting all these kills, and like they win 2, often 3 lanes, which is always tough. It puts both games so far, Execration's been on the back foot, and it just feels like at some point it's like you can't rely on being on comeback Dota every single game. It may work one game, which is what we saw in game 1, but you can't expect the same thing to happen multiple games in a row.
That's true. That is actually the original problem of Team Execration since like a couple of months ago, since the DPC, that they always doing not a good job when it's come to the first 10 minutes of the game and always relying on the enemy mistake. And I totally agree with you that they can't rely on that every time, you know. Lady of the Luck is not with them all the time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a break for maybe around 10 minutes, and we'll be right back for the deciding game, the last game of the series, T1 versus Execration.